I grew up on a dairy, and my dad used to have a couple rock quarries leased in Occidental. We wanted to get out of the dairy business because it's a 7-day-a-week business, and my dad was ready to retire.
And they used to go into the quarry in Forestville and buy rock for the winter, keep the cows out of the mud and roads and just general maintenance. And one day, old man Doyle asked my grandpa if he was interested in the quarry. My dad was still in high school, so they said, yeah.
So he sold the cows and bought into Canyon Rock with my brother and a couple of brother-in-laws, and that's how it kind of got started.
And it's been taught down from Adolph and Dolores to their sons Paul and Wendell, and now to Jonathan and James. And they jumped on it. I seen them in the toy boxes with their little toys, and I knew they were going to fall in love with the business, and they fell in love with the business.
I grew up at the quarry in Forestville and born and raised right there, adjacent to it, and still live there. It was fun. There was a lot going on. We'd go out and when no one was around and go onto the piles, and got to know a lot of the employees and go ride, get cement with Jeff, go in the loaders with different guys and learn how to run equipment at an early age.
I got in a little trouble one time. I took Jonathan for a ride in one of our cement bulk trucks to go get a load of cement on a Saturday, and I guess I must have forgot to tell him I was taking him.
You know, you worry about them, but they have to learn. You know, I learned when I was very young. I don't even know how old I was when I learned how to run the tractor and feed cows. So I tried to get the kids involved, you know, to learn how to work and do things and kind of grow up in the business.
My earliest memories of the quarry are going into the lower office, and you know, you went to the back, and my grandma and my grandpa both sat, you know, on each side of the office, and you know, they were always there and very involved from the get-go. My dad was always out in the yard.
Over the years, I've just kind of been the one that bought out brother-in-laws and brothers and dad, and kept going and kind of kept expanding, so I could be in the rock business and do what I liked. I liked working with the equipment, and you kind of have to look at your rock, and certain rock you can make certain products out of, and certain sections of the quarry have harder rock than other sections of the quarry, and you just gotta get a feel for it. We have our own drills. We do blasting of the hard rock. I learned actually to blast on the dairy. We used to blast stumps and stuff, and so I learned when I was in grammar school how to blast. Well, now they've made it easier. You use all these different emulsions and stuff, and you know, we do some blasting where they bring in a truck and it almost looks like toothpaste. You know, you pump it in the hole and stuff. And when I started out, we lit fuse. You can't learn it out of a book. You have to learn it by doing it. You just learn from experience. And that's how I taught the boys.
He was always willing to let us kind of figure things out on our own. Never pushed us to do anything that we didn't want to do, but also made us learn from the bottom up. That we never, you know, when we started in the business, like I said, we were running shovels to skid steers to, you know, I learned to run the loader on the weekend or after work. I would go get in the loader and move a pile just to learn how to run it. So then when the time came where I could run it, I was able to, you know, load trucks or feed the plant or load haul trucks. But it wasn't like a, you know, go pick what you want to do. You had to start, you know, from the bottom, and you were never going to tell anyone to do a job that you hadn't done. So if it was, you know, pulling garbage off the recycle belt or shoveling underneath, you know, the crusher every day, that's just what we did.
My senior year, I ended up going to UNR for mining engineering. I kind of knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to come back. So I went up there for a few years and come back, worked summers. And anytime they needed help, I'd come back if they needed it. But yeah, I kind of, early on, it was I knew what I wanted to do.
Jonathan came to us one time from right after he got his Reno. He was working, going to the University of Reno, and he came to us and he said, "Hey, look at this! I want to do this wash plant. What do you think?" And a wash plant is a completely different animal than what we were used to, just screening and stuff. So washing our materials and making it into a product that concrete companies could use, asphalt companies could use. Then you could do all these specialty items, and it just made the product line go huge, big, fast.
My uncle, I remember him, running the ready mix plant. At that time, we had a really nice ready mix plant for its day.
We basically, we make the rock and sand, and we buy the cement and mix it up in our trucks and deliver it. We do a lot of these Caltrans things up the coast and stuff, and they're fixing Highway 1, and we've poured quite a few of the bridges out there. We poured the Jenner Bridge over the years, and a couple on 116, a couple going out of Guerneville, and a lot of people don't understand where rock comes from and how they use it. People, as soon as they get up every morning, they use rock. They live in a house, they drive on a road, and a lot of people don't understand that.
If it's not grown, it's mined, so if it doesn't, somebody's not growing it, somebody's mining it to make our modern day world work.
I want people to know that we care about the environment. We've bought a lot of new equipment. A lot of our equipment's Tier 4. The latest emission stuff.
It's reclaiming a space or an area back to what it naturally would be, and we're involved on Austin Creek, and we were still able to get gravel out of that creek, and working with Fish and Wildlife, Corps of Engineers, Water Agency, we're able to positively affect that whole watershed by removing that gravel in a way that's actually beneficial to the creek. And then also by doing reclamation work, adding, wood or reinforcing certain areas of the creek that need it and helping others that need it as well. And then to see the positive impact of that has been pretty cool. Seeing fish swimming in an area, midsummer where there never would have been water. I saw that last year in a spot that we had fixed, and now you're seeing fish staying and thriving in an area that normally it would have been dried up.
We were able to look at how we design everything from chutes and hoppers to the way the screens were laid out, and we did everything in ways. We use a lot of rubber screens, we use a lot of pads in the chutes. Our plant, for the most part, is very quiet. We've had some customers come up and actually do noise studies on our plant to show their higher ups at their facilities how they could do it to improve their noise. Most people don't realize it because we're not, we don't like being in the limelight. We just do things.
My dad cares a lot about his business, his family, the community, friends. Everything means a lot to him, and I think it shows through with his work and how we've run the quarry through the years.
That's something I'm proud of. I'm proud of the family that they've kept that work ethic, and both the boys have it too.
Yeah, we're really proud of my dad. Glad he brought us up the way he did.
We want to be around for a long time. I want my boys to stay in it. Hopefully my grandkids will get into it, and grow the company like some of these I see other companies that are family generation after generation, and that's what I hope Canyon Rock can do. I hope Canyon Rock can expand more, and keep going.